of My Mind by Chris Stapleton is going to be played in an alternate tuning. It's played in open E tuning. If you've never gone to open E tuning before, I would suggest that you definitely do this with a tuner, and that you kind of, if you're unfamiliar with it, just kind of be cautious as you're tuning. If you overtune, it might break these strings because we are raising the pitch of some of the middle strings of this guitar. But if you have gone to open E, like, you know how to do it. But if it's your first time with open E, just kind of be aware that if you overshoot some, you might break your strings because it's increasing the tension here. All right, so open E. You got on the 6th string, you got an E. On the 5 string, you raise it to a B. So this is usually at an A. You raise it up to basically what it would be on the 2nd fret, to a B. Your 4th string is also going to be raised up to an E. So what is usually at a D, we're raising it up as though it's now the 4th string 2nd fret, making it an E. The 3rd string will be a G sharp, so we are raising it up basically 1 fret to what it would be if we were on the 1st fret. We're taking these strings 5, 4, and 3 and basically tuning them as though we're fretting a full E major chord right there. Your B and your 1, or your 2 and your 1 strings remain the same. So that is our open E. The second thing you need to know is that once you get an open E, we throw on a capo to the 4th fret. So you capo across the 4th fret in an open E tuning, and that gives you the key of the song. So the chords to this song are very, very simple. You're just using 2 fingers the whole time. What's difficult about this song is the rhythm and the feel and the execution. But you're going to be putting your 2nd finger on the 5 string 2 fret and your 1st finger on the 3 string 1 fret. Of course, I'm speaking of these frets now relative to the capo as though the capo is the nut. So that you've got 2nd string 5 or 2nd finger on the 5 string 2 fret, 1st finger on the 3 string 1 fret, and then everything else in the middle, everything else just open. So that's one chord. The second chord is this exact same shape raised up 2 frets, so that your 2nd finger is on the 4 string 4. So your 2nd finger is on the 5 string 4 fret. Your 1st finger is on the 3 string. What is that? I'm sorry. Let me reset that. Your 2nd finger is on the 5 string 4 fret, having difficulty counting, and your 1st finger is on the 3 string 3 fret. So those are the only 2 things that get fretted in the song, and then you've got an open chord right there. So the intro to the song and the entire song will begin by pinching with your thumb and kind of your 2nd finger is what I'm using, the 5th string and the 4th string. After that pinch, you immediately hammer on with your 2nd and your 1st fingers into that position, and then after the hammer on, you immediately slide the shape up to the 2nd chord. After the slide, you can hear immediately the 1 string ring out. And then after this, the thumb starts rolling into this kind of a Travis pick pattern of alternating throughout most of the rest of the song on an open 6 string and an open 4 string. So it's important that as you're fretting with your left hand, you keep these shapes not scrunched down, because you wouldn't get that ring right there. You've got to make sure that you arch them so that you're getting that. So there is a slight there's other movement with your fingers in your right hand in this picking pattern, like it's leaning on that the whole time, but every now and then, alternating with the thumb, you can hear that. So like thumb and then 1st finger to the 3 string, thumb to the 4 string, and then first or second finger, whichever you want to use, striking that open 1 string. So hear how that kind of sneaks in there, and it's there sometimes and it's not there sometimes. Sometimes it's just the drone, sometimes it's so that's definitely something to get with your feel of the droning thumb and the kind of sparse but tasteful thumb first, thumb second. So, back to the chords. So, after you run 1 round there, instead of just, here's where the thumb breaks a little bit from that drone. You've got to let your thumb and your first finger pinch this chord again so that you can slide it back down. So pinch, slide back down, and then immediately your thumb is back with the tasteful little, that part falling in every now and then. Then the third chord is you're going to kind of open up all the strings. You'll hit the open 6, and then you'll pinch the 5 and the 3 again, and you'll hammer down into that first shape, and then you'll pull off again. So I'm doing that a lot just to kind of, I'm still trying to feel that a little bit too, but that's a place that as I was learning it, I had to just stop and practice that rhythm a bit. And what helped me get into it is I just sped the rhythm up. And just felt that. And then it just repeats. So those are the chords and the movements to Mountains of My Mind by Chris Stapleton. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.